So, we're going to be playing the Scharnhorst today. We're going to be playing ranked. Uh, this is our build. We've got this little bit extra survivability. Uh, Given that we got carriers now, we should probably go for this, but this will always be useful. We got Adrenaline Rush, long range secondary battery shells. Now we have this along with the other secondary battery modification 1 that increases our range. But we don't have manual secondaries. What we do have is close quarters combat and furious, as well as adrenaline rush. And what those three things do is they all combine to give us a major reload boost. And with the Scharnhorst being a 20-second reload battleship, we can get this down to like 11 seconds fairly regularly. We're not going for concealment. Instead, we're going for repair party. Damage control party, consumable action time, number of charges, repair party, action time, and number of repair party consumable charges. That gives us a bit more of this, which is important. And we also got damage control party modification 1, which also gives us a bit more on our action time for the damage con. This gives us it gives us a bit more time of fire immunity, which we otherwise wouldn't have without fire prevention. It helps mitigate our fires. Now, if I had the points, I would also try and go for basics of survivability, and then I would switch this out with damage control system modification 2. And that would decrease our maneuverability by quite a bit, because we would lose out on an excellent 11.6 second rudder shift. But it would also give us immense survival time while we are under fire, because we also get this, which this combined with the other one, that gives us 30 plus that 20 here, that gives us 50, so minus 50% to fire extinguishing time. Your fire action time, really. Because fire extinguishing time, you want the time. You want it. The wording is shitty. You probably get it, but I'm not going to. I will. Okay, fire extinguishing time. The time it takes to extinguish a fire. Don't you want that to be increased? Like your fire extinguishing efforts to be increased, so that you get your fire out quicker? It should really say fire duration or something like that. But the wording is, yeah. We're not gonna be. I mean, we could use it, but I don't have very many of anything, so we're not. Now, why is this the best ship? Well, I talked about it in the previous video, but I'll talk about it here too. It can fulfill multiple roles. With the build that I got, it can fulfill a cruiser role pretty easily. It can fulfill a battleship role. Um, Not necessarily with its secondaries, but it has battleship caliber guns. Well, really an in between. It's a battle cruiser. Um, and there's a difference here between battle cruiser and battleship. Um, Basically, the guns are the thing that tip the scales over, at least for me. A lot of people will argue on it, but that's essentially the only thing that's missing is the guns. It doesn't really have the caliber. Um, in order to face off against other battleships. Uh, it has the amount of guns, but not the caliber to face off against other battleships. So it's generally considered a battle cruiser, but people will fight you on that because the armor scheme is just too good to be a battle cruiser. If we look at the Repulse, you can see that this is a battle cruiser, 18-inch guns, 16 mil armor. Whereas on Scharnhorst, even here you have 26, 70, and yeah. So there's a big discussion on that. Even though the Gneisenau has 6 guns just like the Repulse, I do consider it a battleship. Although I am wishy-washy on that because it does have very few of them, and it has the same amount as Repulse. It can face off against the Repulse, and well, yeah, it can come out pretty well in that respect. Why is the Gneisenau much faster than the Scharn? Interesting. Okay. Okay. Interesting. What the Gneisenau, I will eventually have this. It will be my Scharnhorst 43 and Gneisenau captain. It's also my Grafspee captain. And the Spee is a ship which I must decide on skills. The Sheer and the Spee. I have on Sheer. Well, I'm definitely going for secondary batteries. I'll need Adrenaline Rush. That's less important HP, but that for tier 10 will be a lot more important actually. So that's probably the build that I'll go for on the Sheer, which means that the Spee will have more HP because main battery reload time. It's either gonna be one of these. Ship speed, maximum main battery shell dispersion, and this will be the Spee's build here. We'll master that for the heal, and then these two, I could deal without them for now. That'll be fine. That'll be dandy. Oh. Whoops. I didn't mean to do grease the gears. I should have 1 point left over. Well. Okay. That's what I get for doing it on camera. Anyway. Okay. Uh, previous game, yesterday rather, it was only tier 7, now it's tier 6 and 7. Um, and I was previously recommending the Sheer. I recommend the Grafspie over the Sheer, in this circumstance. The Sheer does have its manual secondaries, which gives it a little bit more flexibility, just like the Scharnhorst. But it doesn't have the armor and it doesn't have the survivability to do it. It does have better armor than most ships, especially at the tier, but it is certainly not enough armor. It can face off against 14-inch and below, but plunging fire can easily get it. Take off that. Yeah, plunging fire can easily get it. So you don't really want to be playing it in that way. Plunging fire can also very easily get the Graf Spee as well. The Spee has a very particular advantage in that it actually gets a heal. So it can use that heal to its advantage. Its great advantage. I don't know why I have such large fire chance on this thing. Shouldn't. Yeah, we want... It gets a heal, which increases its survivability tenfold. Because now it can heal up from all the HE damage. Now, why am I talking about all of this? Isn't skill king? Well, yes. Skill is king. If you're a 70% win rate Super Unicum, then you're going to win against pretty much anyone else who is not a Super Unicum. However, equipment plays a large role. If you're a Super Unicum and you're facing off against the Unicum and you're in a very shitty ship like the Colorado, but they have a Scharnhorst, then it's gonna be a very even battle. I'm I believe my rank is very good, which is above good, and good is average. I believe that's where I am. So I can probably face off against whatever the rank above very good is, with the Scharnhorst. But if I'm playing any other ship, it's going to be crappy. And one of the other reasons why it is so good is they can fulfill multiple roles. Like I said, it's a battleship, but, well, it's a battle cruiser. It's got good enough guns to duke it out with the battleships, especially because it has the torpedoes, which are a part of its flexibility here. Because it's got good secondaries, it can let you on fire with the secondaries just as well as it can pin you with HE. And it has great speed, great maneuverability. It can push, it can go into caps, it can dodge torps, it can do all sorts of stuff. It can fulfill multiple roles. even the DD roll, right? Because it has torpedoes. So it's a very flexible ship. It can fulfill multiple roles, which means that you can make up for a crap ton of your team's misplays. The speed allows you to get across the map a hell of a lot quicker than you would in something like the Colorado. The torpedoes allow you to push around islands like you wouldn't be able to otherwise. The secondaries come in very clutch, especially if you've got Demolition Expert, which I don't, which increases your fire chance by a lot. So you can set fires even when you're not pointing your guns and when HE isn't loaded. It's a very good choice, very good ship. Especially when you're not facing off against random battle numbers where you're going to be facing off against fucking tier 9s constantly, which get amazing caliber guns. Ships like the Tsuragi and the Musashi. Yeah. Suffice to say that getting your deck punched in, and yes, my choice of words is deliberate, is not fun in this ship. 50 mil, which stops most HE rounds, and then 80 mil here. It's not enough to stop other larger caliber rounds. And the turtleback is also not exactly the greatest. I mean, look at that. It's a long-range shells coming at a 4 or 5 degree angle. They hit the deck, they're going to bounce off, but if they hit the belt pen and then go in, it's providing a flat surface instead of a surface which can easily be bounced off of, which is not the best, not the greatest. And even with a shell coming in relatively flat, it's trolly. It's trolly. But you're going to be increasing the angle and all that stuff with the way you maneuver, and with this much armor on your belt, it's unlikely. Very, very unlikely. So, yeah, this is 4 minutes of me blabbing about. Let's get into it. Alright, we are now in battle. So, what are we facing off against, and what do we got? Well, we don't got any destroyers, so that's good. Also bad. We have a Fume, which doesn't have torpedoes. We have a Flint, which does have torpedoes. And we have an E-Dragon, which does have torpedoes. So we're good on that front because basically everyone besides our Fume has torpedoes. Well, besides the Fume and the Belfast. Which is great for us. The Hyuga doesn't have torpedoes. Dookie York doesn't have torpedoes. The Maya does. The E-Dragon does. The Sheer does, but they're not long range. The Abruzzi does, but I don't believe they're long range.
Awaiting instructions.
They are 12 kilometers. All right. but they're mines. Yeah, they're mines. The Shear doesn't have long-range torpedoes, but don't get into a brawl with it. The E-Dragon, long-range torpedoes, relatively. The Maya, same deal. Oh, not same deal. Okay, don't get into a brawl with it. Ooh, okay. Scharnhorst and the Rook are going the direction I would like to go. So I'm going to have to go and fulfill a role here. That of the Kiting Bastard. And I say that in the spirit it's meant to be taken. So inappropriate. So inappropriate. Not like I have any room to speak about that. Let's... Spotter... and boom. Ooh. This is a nice touch here. So, 12 km. But I can also see that here. So maybe that's a bit useless, redundant. 5 seconds though. That's great information. And then what is... Oh, that's right. Alright, so new mechanics here, new mechanics. I'm learning a little bit here. There was something else here too. That, Huga now. That's how long I'm going to be spotted. That's the range, that's the shell time. 3, that's 18 kilometers. What is that?
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Spotter returning to ship. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Oh, is that my detection range? Yeah, okay.
Dash it all.
That's my current detection range. Uh-oh. Oh! Sheer, okay. I'm not going to be able to overmatch him, so this is going to be a close fight here. Ah, alright. He wants to get in range to torpedo me, just like I do him, but... Oh. Oh. Oh, you poor fool. You poor fool. Let's get our torpedoes off here. He's probably torpedoed us. We're probably going to take some here. There they are. We got HP advantage though. And he's going to fire his next set there. There it goes. Alright.
Torpedoes direct front.
Secondaries are doing their work. There we go. Alright.
Enemy cruiser
destroyed.
And now we fulfill the destroyer role. That being Cap. Go fast. You better be more. Yeah, there you go.
Our team has taken the lead.
Wow, our cruisers are ass. Ha. W. Sharnhurst. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, okay. We're going to have to go over here so that we can support the Rook. Hopefully he doesn't fuck up. You need to get away from that Scharnhorst.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Please go backwards.
Enemy battleship detected.
Thank you. Torpedo. Nice. Alright, there we go. Now the Rook can support us. We can support each other through crossfires. And crossfires are very important indeed. Ah, this is even that. Yeah, I like that information. That's great. That is great info. Oh, damn. Alright, I don't like this. That Maya will burn me down at the same time that the Duke of York will also try and burn me down. So I'm going to reduce the guns firing at me by firing at this Maya, and I believe he has a heal, yes? He does. Alright. So he's going to be hard to take out. Try and get some super structured shots on you because you're angling and I don't like that. Where are you going to turn? Ooh. Let's try and get that belt. Some full pins here. Oh, how do we bounce? Aim for that belt again.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Oh. Yeah, we're going with this one. We're too far ahead on points here. We're too far ahead on ships. This is in the bag. It's just stats padding right now.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Nah. Why would I do that? I'm behind an island. Oh, it was the Maya, not the Duke of York. Interesting.
Spotter airborne. Battleship detected.
Let's go there. Nice aim, bad dispersion. Hopefully that doesn't go very far behind him. doesn't, but we don't get much damage.
Our victory is in sight.
Fire over the islands, that's great. And we did miss. Alright. German dispersion. German dispersion, folks. That little thing's gonna catch a lot of shells in it, yep.
Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy battleship detected.
Alright, Maya, come here. Oh, Maya, come on. Bounce. Haven't gotten any good damage in a solid 2 minutes.
Spotter returning to ship.
Oh. Alright. We did our part in that battle. We did our part. We get a win. That's good. Cool. Second place. Awesome.